Buenos días. Es el miércoles y son las 12. Hello, everyone. It's Wednesday and it's 12 o'clock, so it's time for our second community Spanish of the week, broadcasting Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 12. In addition, we also have our community Mandarin and community French going on for other adult programs, and we have our children's Spanish and children's French going on for the kids program, so we have a lot of content going on here. A couple of announcements before we go on to our topic for today's lesson. One of them is a reminder that the November class schedule is up, so if you'd like to take a look at that, you can go to our website, rolalanguages.com or rolalang.com to see all of the available schedules. A couple of other exciting announcements. One of them is that we have now published our first and second workbooks on Amazon and also on some different retailers in addition to Amazon. So if you'd like to buy our textbook for our first level and second levels of Spanish, that's now available for the public to buy, which is this is a really exciting new step for us. Previously, all of our materials have only been available to our students directly if you're taking a class. But now we've decided to kind of take everything up to the next level. We did a complete overhaul of the books, so we really improved them, and now they're available for purchase. So if you'd like to get a copy, either if you're just learning Spanish on your own, or if you just want to show your support for a small language school, we would appreciate if you want to buy a copy. So again, Amazon is going to be the biggest retailer for this, but there's definitely other places you can find the book, and we have both. You can get print copies, or you can also get ebook copies. So if you wanted to get an electronic version, then you can get it that way as well. So that's a really exciting new development from us coming this week. So now, without further ado, let's get into our lesson for today, continuing on our series, our Repaso series, our review series. So last video on Monday, we were taking a look at ER verbs in the present tense. And for today's video, we're going to take our focus to IR verbs in the present, and we're going to be doing an exercise together to practice them, as we've been doing in this whole series of review. I made a lot of videos on some topics originally, and now we're kind of circling back to review everything we've learned and make sure that it's staying fresh and we're retaining all the information. So without further ado, let's get into our exercise that we're going to do together. So por favor, escribe tus respuestas en los comentarios abajo. So please feel free to have your own answers up in the comment section below the video, whether you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube Live. You're welcome to add your own work here so we can see and work together on this. So, all right, so let's get into this exercise. So this one, first are going to do a little bit of practice with the conjugation and then to do some sentences together. So we are going to be a combination of the verbs and also some good vocabulary. So first for the conjugation. So the verb we're going to be working with here is asistir. Asistir means, and this one can cause confusion for a lot of people. It looks like assist in English, but it can be in very, very limited situations have that meaning. But more importantly, asistir means to attend. So we're using this when we are present at an event or some kind of something happening. So asistir is attend. Asistir in Spanish, attend in English. So first, we're going to practice with the conjugations here with the verb asistir. So as we remember learning for the IR verbs, we have our sets of endings we're going to use for each person. So for the first one, for yo, remember the ending that goes with yo. So again, feel free to put in the comments box below what you think of the conjugation that goes with yo. So for yo, the ending is o. So it's going to be yo asisto. So remember, we take off the ending, the IR, and add back the ending goes with that particular person. In this case, the yo ending is o. So it's going to be yo asisto. Yo asisto. Now on for tú. Tú. And we have to use a different ending, as we know that the o only goes with the yo form. So we do not want to use the o also for the tú form. For this one, we want to use the ending of es. ES, okay, ES. So for this one, we're going to have the conjugation be asistes. Asistes. Tú asistes. Then él, ella, usted. Él, ella, usted. The ending for this one, we had o for yo, we had es for tú, and so for él, ella, usted, the ending is and as always, I always wanted to mention that if you do need a little bit of review on this, to go back to the original video where you can see that we learned when we first learned this material together. So if you need that little help before you come back to this review exercise, you're welcome to go check that out. Also on our website, where you can find the links to all the videos that we've made so far. So okay, so now for next one, so él, ella, usted, we're using the e ending. We're going to have asiste. So él, ella, usted, asiste for the él, ella, usted form. Now onto nosotros or nosotras. For this one, we know the ending is hemos. Excuse me. Yes, hemos. Perdón, imos. So we're going to have asistimos for nosotros, nosotras. Asistimos. Okay, now on to número 5, or the fifth group. We have vosotros, vosotras, which is the one we kind of know less, because this is not used outside of Spain, and most students are not trying to learn Spanish from Spain, but it's still equally relevant, of course. So we're going to practice this one as well for vosotros, vosotras. The ending is is. So we get asistís. Vosotros, vosotras, asistís. Okay, don't forget that accent. And the last one, for ellos, ellas, ustedes, the ending is en. So we have ellos, ellas, ustedes, asisten. Okay, asisten. There's our quick review of how we do the IR conjugations. So now let's get into the exercise together. So vamos a número 1. So this one we have to do combination of conjugating our verb and combining it with a piece of vocabulary we have up in the chart. And we have an important note here that asistir is a verb that's followed by the preposition a. So it's just something we have to memorize along with this verb. Just like in the exercise we did on Monday using the verb temer, that one was also followed by a. So it's just kind of a quirk of that particular verb that you have to learn along when you learn this verb vocabulary. So keep in mind we need to put the a, and you can see how that's already built into all of the answer vocabulary on there. We see that all of the options have a in them. So okay, so let's get into it. Número 1, I attend the conference. Okay, so we're going to then take from what we practiced just a minute ago with the yo form. So yo asisto, and then adding the conference. So if we look at in our vocabulary here, we see the conference is al congreso. Al congreso. So yo asisto al congreso. And again, we're making the contraction of a and el congreso to make al. So that's where the al is coming from. So yo asisto al congreso. Okay, número 2. I don't attend the meeting. So now going for a negative. Yo, and as we know, to make negative, all we have to do is put no in front of the verb. So yo no asisto. And then we need the vocabulary for the meeting, which we can see here is a la reunión. So yo no asisto a la reunión. Yo no asisto a la reunión. I don't attend the meeting. Número 3. You attend the theater. Tú, remember our conjugation going with tú, ending with es, so asistes. Tú asistes the theater. So we go to our vocab here, and we see the theater is al teatro. So tú asistes al teatro. Tú asistes al teatro. Okay, on to número 4. Número 4. He doesn't attend the meeting. So here's another negative. So we have él no, right? Because the no has to go in front of the verb. Él no asiste, as we practiced in the chart above, ending with a for él, ella, usted form. So él no asiste. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I skipped one. I was on to number 5. We are still on número 4. So she attends the show. Perdóname, that was my bad. Ella asiste, right? So same conjugation, even though I was on the wrong number. This one is still relevant for this one. So number 4 and number 5 using the same verb. So ella asiste, and then we have the show, which we can again go to our handy dandy vocabulary in the chart and see that's al espectáculo. Espectáculo. Ella asiste al espectáculo. She attends the show. Ella asiste al espectáculo. Okay, now on to número cinco for real. Número cinco, he doesn't attend the meeting. So again, we had él, and then we're going to put no in front of the verb to make it negative. El no, and then the conjugation is the same as we did for number four, because él, ella, and usted all share the same form. So él no asiste, and then back to the meeting, which we learned before was a la reunión. So él no asiste a la reunión. Making sure that for this one, we have no contraction. So as we saw before, when we have a plus el for a masculine thing, then we make al. But for feminine things, we do not make a contraction. So a and la stay separate. Okay, número seis. We're more than halfway there already. You, formal, attend college. So this is the you, the polite you, which is going to be usted. Okay, so usted. So you attend college. Okay, so usted. So this is going to be using the same form as we've done for número cuatro and número cinco, because as we know from our verb chart, él, ella, and usted all share the same conjugation. So usted asiste, as we did for número cuatro and número cinco. So usted asiste, and then we need to do have the vocabulary element of college, okay, which we can see in the vocab chart is a la universidad. So we get all together, usted asiste a la universidad. You, formal, you, polite, attend college. Okay, muy bien. We're going to scroll this down a little bit. We have a few more to finish up. So we have número siete, we attend the show. So now we need to go with the nosotros form, right? Nosotros is we, so nosotros. And then asist, and as we learned, the ending for this one is going to be imos. So nosotros asistimos. And then we need the show, which as we remember from número cuatro is al espectáculo. So nosotros asistimos or nosotras. We don't have any more information from this context to know if this is nosotros or nosotras. Okay, so we could use both for our translation. So nosotros o nosotras asistimos al espectáculo. So we attend the show. Nosotros asistimos al espectáculo. Okay, número ocho, you all in Spain attend the concert. So as we know, the you all in Spain is particular. It's going to be vosotros, which they don't use in any other country outside of Spain. So this is what they're going to use for you all in Spain. So we're going to use vosotros, or again, just like the previous one, it could be vosotras. We don't have any more context from our English sentence to know which one we should use. But because vosotros covers 2 out of the 3 options, because we have either an all-male group, an all-female group, or a mixed group, and vosotros goes with a male group or a mixed group, and then vosotras would go with just a female group. So we have 3 possibilities, and this one covers 2. So that's what I usually go to as my default, because you're more likely to get the right answer with it covering 2 out of 3 cases. So we're going to go ahead with vosotros. And then we need the conjugation that goes with vosotros, which as we reviewed in the chart above, the ending going with vosotros is is, with the accent on the I. So we're going to have vosotros asistís. And then we need for the vocabulary, the concert, which is, we can just see the bottom of the chart here, al concierto. So vosotros asistís al concierto. Vosotros asistís al concierto. You all in the Spain, or the Spanish way to say, attend the concert. Okay, dos más, 2 more to go. Número 9, they attend the conference. Okay, they attend the conference. So this one is just the same kind of question we've had for both the previous ones. So we can use ellos or ellas. Again, the English, it doesn't really give us an indication, but ellos is the kind of more of a catch-all option. So I'm going to use ellos in my translation. Ellos. And then we need attend, the conjugation goes with ellos or ellas o ustedes, which as we learned before, or as we also reviewed before, because we already knew it at this point, right, is en. So ellos asisten will be the verb, and then we need the conference, okay, which as we learned, I think from the first one is al congreso. So ellos asisten al congreso. Ellos asisten al Congreso. Okay, all right, last one, número 10. They don't attend theater. So we have, the last one is going to be a negative. And just for a little variety, I'm going to use ellas for this one. But again, we don't really know based on the English. So we could use either ellos or ellas. So I'm just going to use ellas for a bit of a variety. So ellos, ellas, and then negative. So no, ellas no, and then same verb as we did for the previous one. So asisten, ellas no asisten. And then we need the vocabulary for the theater, which as we learned before is al teatro, right? Al teatro. We can, if we scroll up just a little bit, we see al teatro. Okay, so ellas or ellos no asisten al teatro. So that is número 10, and that's the final one in this particular exercise. So if you need a little bit more review after, feel again, as I usually do, when I post a link to this video, I'm also going to be posting an additional exercise up on our website. So if you want to get even more practice to work on this topic, you're welcome to check out the extra exercise on our on the Facebook Live page of our website on rolalanguages.com. In addition, you'll also find on that page the link to the original video where I presented IR verbs. So if you need a more review, you can go back to that video to take a look to relearn the lesson, but also we did a practice exercise originally in that one too. So there's multiple opportunities for you to practice with this topic. So that's all for today. I'll see you again next on Friday at 12 for the last Community Spanish of this week. Gracias y adiós.